says it started. Hola, amigos. Is this coming through? Can you see us?
Hola.
Leave us a comment if you can hear us and everything's okay, because we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the internet here. Let's see.
It says... Yeah, I don't even know how to check here. Because I don't see it there.
Trying to see your comments, but things are loading a little slow. Do you want to check on your
Computer?
computer quick?
Okay.
I'll keep talking, assuming that you guys can hear us. But we just wanted to do a quick live Hangout Q&A with some updates for you guys about what we have coming up, what we've been up to. There's been a lot of growth on the channel lately, and that's exciting. And we're really happy to have you along with us. So, assuming that you can hear us, we'll find out in just a second. Mai's pulling up your comments here.
Just a second.
I know not a lot of people are too interested in like technical stuff, but it's pretty incredible how much goes into setting up a live stream when you have an external camera. Okay, it looks like things are coming through. Oh, Misty, hey, Mr. Duckweed.
Hola.
Ellie Argon, Nakia, Omar Ale. Okay, it's just lagging a bit, but you can hear us. You can hear us. Hola. Taylor, Mr. Duckweed, Annabelle. All right, cool. Yeah, thanks for the invite. We've been getting invites to go all over the place in Puerto Rico lately. Someone says they can't see. Hopefully that's not a problem for too long. Can hear us. Okay, cool. Awesome. Who else is, well, we want to see where you're tuning in from, so let us know in the comments. And if you're from Puerto Rico, let's see some Puerto Rican flags, because we've seen a lot of growth from Puerto Rico lately with the videos we've been making, which is kind of funny because you guys mostly seem to appreciate the videos. You know that we're not making them to make fun or anything. It's really what our channel is about, is to compare the differences in culture and cool places to visit in Spanish-speaking countries. So if you're tuning in from Puerto Rico, leave us a Puerto Rican flag emoji. Hola desde Virginia. Right through? All right. Buenas noches. Annabelle.
Arizona.
Down Arizona. All right.
Jayuya.
Jayuya. We've heard a lot of recommendations about Jayuya in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how many cool places there are to visit on Puerto Rico. Before we came, I just assumed it was a tiny island and you could visit most of it in maybe a week or two. But it's much, much bigger than I anticipated. And there's so much to visit and check out here that you could literally spend years visiting all the beaches and all the little hidden treasures there are to discover in Puerto Rico. So, Delaware. All right.
North Carolina.
From PR, but in Massachusetts. All right, Omar.
Florida.
All right.
Delaware.
About 30 minutes away from Rochester. Rochester, Minnesota, or Rochester, New York? Let us know. That's all right. Are Muslims hated in Mexico?
No.
No. I don't get that vibe. So someone says, ¿Qué haces? What are we doing? Okay, that's a good question. Now that we know that we're coming through, thanks for hanging out while we sort through the technical difficulties. Hopefully the stream stays steady, because usually the internet's been really good, but for the last couple of days, not so much. So today, we had a few things we wanted to go over. We wanted to introduce ourselves again, because for those of you who are new to the channel, since we've seen a lot of growth, I thought it'd be worth taking the time to explain what we're doing on this channel. So, Mai, do you want to introduce yourself and I'll get you a drink quick?
Sí. So, well, my name is Mayra, but everybody calls me Mai. And then someone told me recently that here in Puerto Rico, Mai is like a way, it's just like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments there. Because I heard that it's like when a boy or a girl is being rude to their mom, or instead of saying mom or mama or mami, they say mai. And so I'm like, that's interesting. I had never heard that before. Pasa.
I'm gonna sneak back in here. Got a couple drinks. You guys tried this stuff before? Fresh from the freezer, just like you guys recommended. Malta India.
Because we were drinking it wrong, and then we found the little bottles here that everybody was talking about.
So,
so we had to get them.
we're gonna have a couple of Maltas the right way. So where'd you leave off, Mai? You introduced yourself?
Yes, I was talking about my name.
Okay.
But I am a language teacher. I went to school for teaching lenguas extranjeras, and so I've been teaching English and Spanish for a few years now, and that's how I met Jim.
Yeah, and I'm an audio and video producer. I started off as a musician. That's how I kind of got into that field. Started buying my own recording gear, started a recording studio in Rochester, Minnesota, where I'm from, and eventually, just got kind of sick of sitting in a soundproof room almost all day, every day. I love my job, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to get out and explore, so I decided I wanted to learn Spanish. That seemed like a good place to start when you want to travel far to get another language under your belt. So I was determined to do that. Met Mai on a language learning website. She was there to practice her English, and I was there to practice my Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we met. After like 6 months of chatting, we met up. Long story short, we hit it off really well. We've been together since like 2011, since we met.
Yeah.
And we started Spanish and Go with the goal of traveling to every Spanish-speaking country to share with the world and document the process of the amazing differences and cool places to visit in the Spanish-speaking world, to show what learning just one other language can do for you in terms of travel, in terms of opening up doors and opportunities in your life. So that's what we're all about. That's why we're here. If you see us making videos about Puerto Rican Spanish being different and you're like, oh, what's up with these guys? Why are they picking on Puerto Rico? It's actually something we plan to do with every Spanish-speaking country. And we ended up here. And that's kind of a long story too, but if you wonder why we ended up here, we've got a video about that.
So a lot of people are telling me about the Mai thing I heard. So Mai is an old-fashioned, very lovable way to call your mom. Huh?
Okay.
So everybody's calling me mom here in Puerto Rico.
Okay, so what's the deal with Bad Bunny saying "Ojalá que esta noche seas mi Mai"? Explain that one, because
Sí,
that's
right.
I mean, that's reggaeton, so that could be a whole different other thing.
Rules don't really apply to reggaeton. Some people call their mom Mai, but not in a wrong way. Okay.
This is better in the
Mai's
bottle.
mom. It is, yes.
Yeah.
We didn't do
No.
salud.
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 And salud to you guys too,
Salud.
because we appreciate you joining us, and we're gonna have a lot of fun on the channel. There's a lot more to come, and Mai and I are getting ready to go to Mexico for our first Spanish immersion retreat. So
Yeah.
we'll be making some videos while we're there, and we're leading a group of 9 people. If you're in the group, leave us a comment.
I haven't seen anybody from the...
But that happened before. Okay, it's on now.
It's on now. Now it's trying to connect. Hi again for like the 4th time. Leave us a thumbs up if we are...
13 watching and waiting. Are we back? Okay. There was a little bit of movement.
I know it says live now.
Okay. I don't have the chat pulled up, but you do. Guys, so sorry. It's not fun when this doesn't work correctly. I mean, it's fun chatting with you guys, but when it cuts out like this, it's not cool. It's back now. Cool. Thanks for sticking with us. Okay.
Yay.
Hey. Hi. Xavier, Glorianne, Michelle,
Coquis.
Julio. Coquis? Oh, yeah. Wepa. All right, cool. We're back, at least for a little bit. Maybe we can answer a few more questions. I'm not totally trusting the internet right now, guys, as we were saying. Usually the internet's really good, but it hasn't been for the last couple of days. So, so we talked about Malta, India. We haven't given anyone an update on Los Perritos, the 2 dogs that we had here. Do you want to talk about it, Mai?
Then I start crying.
I've been
well, it's been a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking at myself drinking Malta, and it's yeah, I already finished it. So yeah, Los Perritos. They have families now. We have seen pictures of at least Chiquito with his new family, and he lives in a house where they have 2 daughters, which is great. I always thought that he needed to be with children, and that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't heard from Grande's family yet, but we have been told that the organization we're working with, Alsato Rescue, sent the link of our video to their family, so to his family. So hopefully we hear from them at some point. But we're really happy to know that they have their forever homes. Did you guys watch that video? What did you think of that? We don't usually get all that emotional on this channel, but it was.
We just love animals so much.
We do.
Yeah.
Wish we could save them all, but.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about an interesting topic.
What?
Haters. I know you probably don't want to talk about haters. Hold on, you got a little eyelash here. Let me fix that.
Gracias.
There you go. De nada. In Mexico, I don't think we ever had anybody in Mexico say, "Get out of Mexico."
Probably because I'm from there.
You're doing it wrong, or like all the things you're saying are wrong. Right, because part of it is you're from Mexico, so it's like, okay, sometimes people would be like, "Oh, these gringos," thinking that Mai was from the U.S., which is kind of funny. I mean, does she look or sound like she's from the U.S.? Anyway, but we didn't really have any hateful comments. The response to our videos in Puerto Rico has been mostly super positive. A lot of people being appreciative that we're making videos about Puerto Rico. And that means a lot to us, really, like to read those types of comments, because that's exactly where we're coming from with this. Is we're coming from a perspective of being foreigners in this country, in this territory, however you want to look at it. I understand it's a contentious issue too, what the status of Puerto Rico is, but we're trying to be as considerate and thoughtful and respectful as we possibly can to Puerto Ricans, to the history of the island, to the culture. And so when we make videos about here, it's not like, oh, Puerto Rico's different and that's a bad thing. That's not where we're coming from at all. And it's just kind of a bummer to see some people say that we're just gentrifying the island, or that we're colonizers, or all these things. And again, the comments are in the minority, but we've never seen any comments like the ones we've gotten here. So we've met a lot of really great people in person here in Puerto Rico, and we hope to and plan to meet many more. But it's just kind of sad to kind of get that sort of feedback from some people. I mean,
and for me, it's like, I understand that the history of Puerto Rico is sad, and there are many things that are happening right now, where people do come to Puerto Rico and they don't care about the language, they don't care about the community, they don't care about people, and they come here just because they want benefits. And that's totally not what we're trying to do. So it's like maybe we're not
Doing a good enough job to show
yeah,
that?
yeah, maybe we're not putting our message out in the correct way, or the way we want,
Or the clearest way.
yeah, the clearest way maybe. So yeah,
So yeah, we're trying, we're doing our best. You know, like we always try to approach every subject from that perspective of how can we be respectful, how can we inform people about these things in a way that is genuine and not laughing at any cultures, because that's never our goal. Showing the differences between countries, to me, is celebrating them, not knocking any of them down. Because if all cultures were the same, there would be no point in traveling.
Yeah.
Every place would be the same. I mean, maybe
and the world would be pretty boring.
pretty damn boring for sure. Yeah, so I imagine if you're watching this video, you're probably not one of those people. People, I'm reading the comments. Puerto Rican people love the phrase gringo. Yeah, I usually refer to myself as a gringo rather than an American, because an American is kind of ambiguous. I mean, it's not ambiguous. It's like saying, oh yeah, I'm from America and someone from Mexico is not, or someone from Canada is not. That's,
Yeah.
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 So gringo, I feel like, is a little bit more specific.
Whoa, I'm gonna go
Oh
back
wow,
and
we've got a lot. Oh wow, thanks
Was
for the
that a
super chat.
super
The
chat? Yeah.
616. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us.
Gracias.
If you have a question, let us know, and we'll prioritize getting your answer on here.
Should we do some questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I mean, I know it's not like a fun subject, but, and again, the response has been pretty awesome overall.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we really appreciate all the comments. We're doing our best.
yeah, you guys are great, and we.
Too cute. Are we back? We're so sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, the comments are here. I didn't know.
Oh, ya se desconectó. Al menos Celeste. Si tú todavía sigues teniendo internet, es probablemente con tu celular.
Guys, I don't know if this is coming through. If you're watching, please bear with us for just a second. Hopefully I can get some sort of confirmation to see if we're still streaming. We do have some sort of signal, but it's not much. It says,
I think it is still. I see it here.
yeah?
Maybe it's going like not at the same time, but
Okay.
I feel like we should keep talking.
Okay. So I assume people are watching. Okay, it looks like we're connecting again now. Ah, sorry guys. We'll just keep going. Let's see. Back on. Awesome. That was probably a little bit ago.
So
Okay.
sorry.
Sorry guys. Yeah, the internet is tricky. Okay. Okay, bearing. Also, bear. What else? You can see us. Awesome. Christy, thank you. Thank you for bearing with us. The internet is not being very reliable right now, so we'll try to answer a few more questions and wrap this up. Thanks again for bearing with us. So let's see. Let's go back. One day when I'm not so poor, I'd like to go and colonize, visit Puerto Rico. Maybe I'll could plan a meetup around. Okay. Nakia, okay, yes, we do plan to do a meetup at some point, but not a colonizers meetup. That would not be good at all. J House Vlogs. We've heard of them. Linda, is that the family vloggers that moved here? I'm not sure what you're referring to with them. I'm just trying to go through these comments quick. Let's see. Linda, thank you so much. She says, Puerto Ricans are very proud people. Some may not be proud. Some may be proud to a fault. You're doing an amazing thing for the island, and the publicity you're giving it is only going to help us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda. That really means a lot. Seriously. Misty, keep doing what we're doing. There's tons of us who appreciate it. Don't listen to the haters. Thanks, Misty. We always appreciate your support. Thanks so much. What else here? Yes, there's always going to be haters, I know. See, where I'm from, we have a little something called Minnesota Nice, and everyone's super nice to one another, and you almost always are being nice to people you meet who are strangers, no matter what you think of them, and, you know, that may be the thing with Minnesota.
But YouTube gives sometimes people, like, because you don't have to show your real you sometimes there. Like when you're leaving a comment, if it's just some random name like John 123, no picture, then they feel more like they can say whatever they want. And yeah, I try not to pay attention to
Right. Yeah, my
comments.
does better with that than I do. Kevin says, guys, Puerto Rican people are very sensitive sometimes. Please focus on the positive comments because you're featuring so many positive things on your on the island. Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Yes, I'll work on that. Work on the positive. These things get to me sometimes, though. Okay. Any questions?
I saw a few, but now I lost them. I think Misty had a question about a place,
Okay.
but
If
I
you can
can't find
find
it.
Misty, if you want to post your comment again about if you had a question about a place. See, someone says they like the videos of everyday life in Puerto Rico. We'll have more of those for sure. We just have a couple of weeks in Mexico, and then we'll be back. And we have some stuff that we recorded here that we'll
Yeah,
release,
someone also commented, I don't know where the comment is, but someone said you guys should do a video about the Las Salinas.
Oh, yes.
We're working on that one.
We are working on that one, yeah.
Sometimes we record a bunch of videos in like 1 or 2 days, and then we spend weeks editing. And right now we're working on finishing everything for the retreat, so we're a little bit behind. But yes, we have a video about La Heladería Lares in the town of Lares, where we tried some
Unique.
interesting ice cream flavors.
Yeah, like garlic ice cream.
Or arroz con gandules.
Yeah, rice and beans ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
coming up.
It's pretty interesting. What else? Someone said that Kristen, my husband says your new fade haircut looks good. Thank you. You know what? Puerto Ricans are really good at cutting hair.
Yes, yes.
We've noticed that, and I think Bad Bunny shows that off well because he always has a crazy
Again with the
haircut.
Bad Bunny.
What else? Jocelyn says, vayan a Caguas, tiene sitios bellos, el Jardín Botánico, Centro de Bellas Artes, etc. Okay.
We're gonna put it on the list.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. There's so many places to check out here. Good thing that we're using this as like our home base because we can spend more time checking out different places what we can't do when we visit a place for just a little while. So,
Yes.
someone asked if we have PayPal. Yes, we do. That is, I think, in the description of the video, and that's maybe a good time to mention. We also have a Patreon account, guys, and we don't push that hard at all. But if you want to support us on Patreon, you're welcome to do so for as little as $1 a month. Every little bit helps. This is our full-time job, and we're not really, we're not making a lot of money, honestly. But we're passionate about what we do. We're passionate about showcasing Spanish-speaking countries, teaching you guys Spanish, talking about the differences, and inspiring you to check out cool places in Spanish-speaking countries. So if you do feel so inclined, if you'd like to donate, you can go to patreon.com/SpanishAndGo. We also have a link, I do believe, in the description. Or if you just go to our channel page, we have our links. If you go to the About section, it's in there.
Very interesting question here. Is Cinco de Mayo a thing in Puerto Rico and Mexico, or is it just an American thing? It's not a big deal in Mexico. No. We haven't been here in Puerto Rico for Cinco de Mayo, and we're not going to be here. We're going to be in Mexico, actually.
But I wouldn't imagine it would be a thing in Puerto Rico.
No.
No, that's celebrating a battle in Mexico, and I don't know why it became such a big thing in the U.S., but as far as I've seen and from what Mai has told me, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've been in Mexico during
Cinco de
Mayo before, but yeah, they don't celebrate it nearly to the same extent as
you know what happened when Mexico was like when war was a thing everywhere. We were fighting against the French, and the US didn't want France to win, so they were supporting Mexico with guns and everything, because they knew that having a French country ruling or an European country ruling the country right next to them, Mexico, it would be a lot of competition with the US. So they were like, yes, Mexico, we're gonna help you, you're gonna win. So they were sending guns and everything to Mexico so we would win against the French, and we did. And so I think that's why it became such a huge deal in the States. It was like, yes, Mexico won, we're not gonna have French people here, European country right next to our country, and everything was great for the US. And then in Mexico it was just another war. I think that's why it was such a big deal in the US, and it's still. Well, now a lot of people think it's Mexico's independence, and it's not. Yeah.
There are a few other comments here. Someone asked about the zip line, where I was just in it. That's because Mai doesn't like heights, so I'm usually the one doing the more extreme stuff.
Yes.
I'm more of an adrenaline junkie than she is. Someone asked about Christy, citizenship update for Mai.
We haven't applied.
Yeah, it's a huge stack of papers, but actually, even though we haven't applied yet, we're pretty much just now able to.
Yes.
So we had to be here for a little while before we could do that, and we have done some stuff like officially switch our address to here, which is part of the process, and to be in the US again for 3 months, which is part of the process. So now we've been here about 4 months. So now we can apply. It's just a huge stack of papers to get through.
I was going through the application, and I stopped right in the part where they have you list every single time for the past 5 years that I have been outside of the US, with dates and everything. And yeah, we travel a lot. So that's where I stopped, and I was like, I don't want to do it right now. So yeah, we haven't done it. Paola Perez, Cinco de Mayo here in Puerto Rico, it's not a big day, it's just a normal day. Yeah, thank you, Paola.
Yeah, thanks for that. And but there are plenty of holidays here anyways, just like in Mexico. Not only are there the official US holidays in Puerto Rico, but there are Puerto Rican holidays on top of that. So there are even more days where businesses just aren't open. And we found that out the hard way recently with Semana Santa.
Yeah, we wanted to go to the store,
and we drove all the way to Mayagüez, which is like a half hour away from here. And we pull up, and everything was closed.
And the
whole
parking
mall.
lot was empty. There was just like 2 other cars in the whole parking lot of the mall, and we were like, interesting. First time. There's usually a bunch of cars there, and we were like, I guess it's closed. And yes, everything was closed.
What else?
My family is from Condado. Huh?
Oh, Misty did have a question about. Oh, okay. She put it again. Awesome. To suggest an affordable place to stay in Puerto Rico. I want to visit for vacation, but I would feel more safe with a place to stay before I arrived. That's a good question. So the first time we were here in Puerto Rico, we got an Airbnb in Carolina, which is near San Juan. I think it's maybe technically part of San Juan.
It was like 15 minutes away from the airport.
Right. Yeah. It was close to San Juan for sure. And so maybe someone in the comments can let us know if Carolina is just like a district of San Juan. I'm not actually sure, or if it's just a suburb. But it's a place we might even consider when we move again. We found an Airbnb there, and that felt like a safe. We were just like in a regular neighborhood. So I don't know, Misty, if you're looking for like a Airbnb or if you're looking for a hotel. I could maybe see why you could possibly feel safer in a hotel, but we've never felt like we're in any sort of danger here. It's kind of funny the number of comments we get about safety in Puerto Rico and Mexico, and we never experience any of these things. As long as you have your wits about you, you're not doing anything dumb, you're just being street smart, not being distracted when you're out in the street, or not being out alone by yourself at night. Those types of things are going to help ensure that you stay safe.
Here and in every country in the world.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I also wanted to say that it depends on what you want to do, because if you don't really like the beach and you want to be in the mountains, you're gonna have to rent a car.
Yeah.
Or if you love the beach, then pretty much every place near the beach is gonna be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends.
It does depend on what you want to do. If you want to visit Old San Juan and go to El Yunque forest, then you probably want to stay in San Juan or in Carolina, because it's just a lot easier to get around. But even when we stayed here the first time, we had to rent a car almost every time we wanted to get somewhere, or Uber. But San Juan does have Uber like all over the place. So
And public transportation too. We took the bus a few times from Carolina to downtown, and it takes a few minutes. Maybe it's not the fastest way to get downtown, but if you have the time and you just want to go explore, then that's a good option too.
Yeah. So fortunately, we don't have like a really good concrete answer. Where did our friends stay when they came to visit? Tony, he stayed at a place in Old San Juan. Well, it was close to. It was
in Old San Juan.
It was in Old San Juan. I don't remember the name of the hotel, but that was a cool place, just location-wise. So you could look for an Airbnb or a hotel in Old San Juan. I think that would probably be a good place to stay if you're only here for like a week or something.
Have you heard of couch surfing, Ellie? Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We have, and actually we met one of our good friends here on the island because of couch surfing. We needed a place to crash the first night we were here, before we moved into this apartment, and we met our good friend who also has the hiking group that we're a part of. So that's a really good option too. And someone said that Carolina is next to San Juan, but not part of it. So thanks for the clarification, Kamikaze. Cars, I know you went without a car for a while. How was it trying to buy a car? Surprisingly easy, Christy. It was. We were able to buy the car with a credit card. I mean, it's just like just showed up. I think they must have gotten a copy of my license and
Social security number.
yeah, I still have an out-of-state license. Haven't gotten my Puerto Rican driver's license yet, but it was really easy.
Yeah.
You could just pretty much show up, and if you've got the money, they'll do financing too, but basically just put it on the credit card, pay off the credit card quick. To get the points, you got to get the travel points on the travel credit cards.
And
for
we
sure.
went to a dealership.
Dealership. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were looking online, but since we didn't have a car, we didn't have a way to go to different places and check out the cars online.
Right. It would have been really difficult to hop from place to place,
Yeah.
but actually we called up a dealership and we're like, hey, do you have cars in this price range? They're like, yeah. Well, we would love to check them out, but we don't have a vehicle.
It's like, I'm gonna pick you up at 2. We're
Yeah.
like, okay.
So he just came here and picked us up, and we checked out some cars. We checked out like 3 or 4 and decided on one. Like, do you take credit cards? Good to go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Someone was asking about the weather here in September. Where is it? I don't see the comment. I lost it. But we were here during the summer 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like right before
Maria hit.
Maria. And it was August when we left, and it was raining a lot. So I'm guessing that in September it rains a lot here. I know in Mexico September in most of the country is rainy season. So I would say hot and rainy in September.
Kevin asked if we've been to any vegan restaurants in the West area, because the Northwest area has a lot of options for us. Thanks for the suggestion, Kevin. We've found like one place that's not even totally vegan, but they have some vegan options, and that's Green Bowls. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's on the way to Mayaguez, but it's in Cabo Rojo, I think.
It's in Cabo Rojo.
So that place is good.
Yeah.
But if you have any like suggestions for specific restaurants, we definitely plan on visiting Rincon soon. So, what else? How did we find our apartment? That was through a friend of ours who's from Mayaguez. The question is from Christy. Through our friend Fernando, and you probably heard us mention his name before if you've been watching our videos or Instagram stories lately, because he's told us,
awesome.
he's awesome. He's told us about so many places around here because he's from Mayaguez, and he's a musician, and he has his own YouTube channel. It's really good. Fernando Ufret. Just look him up. I think it's Fernan Unplugged, Fernan Unplugged. So go check him out. Incredible musician from Mayaguez. We talked to him, we're like, hey, we want to move to Puerto Rico, but we want to go through somebody that we know. Do you have any suggestions? And it turns out his mother-in-law is a real estate agent. So we went through her. There wasn't honestly a lot of options because we were looking for a furnished apartment. But she told us about like 2 options. And we went with this one because we knew we were going to have visitors. This is way more than we need. Mai doesn't like to want to show the apartment in the future and stuff because like this is more than we ever usually have. This is like we're living beyond our means, and I think as long as we're making that clear, eventually we want to do a video about like cost of living in Puerto Rico, and the prices range considerably here. But honestly, we've shown the place in other videos, and this is like the nicest place we've ever lived in for any like long period of time. So it's on the like I guess higher end of things. You could definitely get by cheaper here, but we'll save the cost of living stuff for another video. So yeah, another option if you don't know somebody in Puerto Rico would be Clasificados Online. And
they use that a lot here.
Right, it's like the Craigslist for Puerto Rico. Clasificados Online.
You can find everything there.
Yeah, everything. Cars and houses and everything. Let's see. All right. Any other questions here? Do you know the origin of the... This is from Miguel. Do you know the origin of the word gringo? There's some debate on the origin. In the Mexican battle, the Mexicans wanted the soldiers dressed in green to go, so they said gringo to the soldiers. That's the version I know.
Yeah.
So I know there is some debate about the origins, but that seems to make sense, right?
Mm.
Like old military uniforms used to be green, so that would make sense. I mean, there've been other colors too, but I think the older uniforms were green, so that would make sense. And in Mexico, where the word originated, it doesn't really have a negative connotation unless it's combined with pinche.
Or or it depends on the way you say, on the context. Yeah, because if you see someone who is light or fair skinned and blonde, you can call them gringo or gringa, and it's just a way of saying the person who is white or blonde. I don't know. I don't know if they use it here in the same way. Like, is it just a way to call someone who is from outside of the island and it's white?
And we haven't really heard gringo used here that much. So Rebecca says she's late to the party, but what are her thoughts on Rosetta Stone? We want to do reviews on like all the major language learning softwares in the future, but we're not there yet. We're doing a lot of things with like our Spanish immersion retreats, which we're going to announce more of soon. Actually, I had it in our notes to talk about that a little bit. So to answer your question, Rebecca, my mom has used it and she had a hard time with it because there's not a lot of just straight up translations. They show you a picture and like you hear the word. I'm explaining this from the perspective of my mom told me about it. So, and that might be difficult for you, but for some people that might be just your learning style. So I know there's a lot of options right now, but mostly what we've been recommending is italki, where Maya and I met, Lingoda, used that extensively, great program, and our immersion retreats, and our course. If you want to travel to a Spanish-speaking country, travelspanish.com, travelspanishconfidence.com is where you can find our course. But everybody's needs and, way that they like to learn is different. And I think it's really important that you enjoy whatever you're using, because if you just lament having to study using some program, you're just not going to get as much out of it. So I hope that helps, but in the future we do want to review that.
Hans wanted to know how much I appreciate the Margarita Madrigal.
Oh, awesome.
That's a good book. That's
great. Yeah, that's awesome. You're getting a lot of that, Hans. Maybe was it Rebecca who had the question about? Yeah, Rebecca, about Rosetta Stone. If you're just getting started with Spanish, Margarita Madrigal's book is another resource we recommend a lot. So that's good when you're just starting out, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, Hans. So thanks a lot. Oh, we got a super chat.
Where?
Who's that from? Who's that? Melvin. Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. Buy your next piraguas on me. Awesome.
I love piraguas.
Thanks so much, Melvin. That means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
So, awesome. And I promise to not say that a piragua tastes like an icy again. Actually, well, all I did was compare it to an icy, but I know it's more like a snow cone. I did read that ices, the main difference there is that ices are carbonated. There's a frozen carbonation drink.
Oh, really?
So I guess I didn't even really know that.
Oh.
I don't eat a lot of sweets, guys, so...
Yeah, and in Mexico we call them raspados.
Yeah,
and it's basically the same. It's like the shaved ice, and then you put the syrup on top.
So yes.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What else?
Oh, someone said, are you guys getting a P.O. box soon? Mail time.
We have one.
Good question. Yeah, we do have a PO box. If you sign up for our newsletter on SpanishandGo.com, right away on that first page there, you can sign up, and every email we send out, our PO box is there at the bottom. So, sorry we don't have that public. I guess I just never really thought about it. But yeah, maybe we'll add it to our about section. But yeah, please do sign up for our newsletter. Actually, yeah, you'll get an email right away. So sign up for the newsletter. You'll get an email just welcoming you to the newsletter, and right there at the bottom is our PO box. And what else? I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, the retreats. Also in the link of this video's description. That was a doozy. The link of the video's description below. You'll also find where you can sign up for notifications for our retreats in the future. So we already said we're about to go to Mexico to host one, and we'll be announcing others soon. But the update on that was basically that there's a lot of work that goes into getting these set up, and we wanted to announce another one by now, but we just haven't been able to say with confidence, like, oh, okay, this one's ready, you can sign up here. So we will be announcing more soon.
Yeah. Yep.
And probably almost 2 back-to-back, so you have 2 options of places you could go if you want to join us in a real world situational Spanish experience. So
Gabe Rico said gringo is also used in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
so yes,
okay.
they do use it.
Cool. Thanks for clarifying.
Let's see. But then someone else said, I have never used the word gringo. So, interesting.
Reckless Rican, I like your name, that's awesome. Asked if te gusta el mofongo. Do we like mofongo? Yes.
So good, yes.
We just had the best mofongo we've had on the island. Where was that? That was in Cabo Rojo?
Yes, we were going to Buena Vibra, that restaurant, and it was closed, so we had to go a little bit. It's in our Instagram stories. It's highlighted there in the Puerto Rico highlighted stories.
But they had a really good vegetarian mofongo, the
good.
best mofongo I've ever had.
I'm gonna tell you exactly where it was because I have it here.
Someone else said, La Playa Los Limones is a really good beach located in Guayama.
Guayama.
Thank you for the suggestion. Hey, it's Derek Y. Thank you. Oh, geez, there's so many beaches to check out. Well, we said in 300 beaches in one video, but that number varies. I think the government recognizes like 246, and other people say there's almost 300, other people say there's like over 1,000. Either way, there's so many to visit that if you went to one every weekend, it would take years to go to all of them. So,
the restaurant where we had the best mofongo was Island View. It's close to a laguna, a lake called Joyuda. So good. It was a veggie mofongo. I don't know, there's like here in Puerto Rico, people put a lot of garlic in food, and we love garlic. So, yeah, they also gave us like garlic bread.
yeah, that was
so
good. That was tasty.
Um,
Someone said probably live where they do and not San Juan because San Juan is dangerous. You know, I don't know. San Juan is a big city, and there's a lot to do there because of that. And I could see where there's probably some bad neighborhoods, but I'm not freaked out about San Juan. I would be curious to maybe potentially move there. I mean, we could move somewhere nearby, but we could also just see what city life is all about. So, I'm not against it. Not against the possibility. Yvonne, love your videos. Keep them coming. Thanks so much. That means a lot to us. Seriously, we pour our hearts into each and every video, and the positive comments just mean everything. Seriously. So, thank you. What else? Have you tried the crabs there? Hey, Derek. Hey, it's Derek. Sorry, we don't eat meat, so we won't be trying any crabs. But we've heard they're good, so, you know, there's that. Gilligan's. We should visit Gilligan's Island.
Yes.
Thanks for the suggestion, Linda. That's been on our radar. We definitely want to go check that out. Are there free immersion retreats? Unfortunately, they're not free because we're doing this full time. So there's a lot that goes into them and putting them on and.
Yeah, like what we do in a
stay.
retreat is that we want to take a group of 10 people, maybe 12, but small groups, and we all stay together. We rent a house, we provide most of the meals, and then we take them out exploring. We give them Spanish lessons every day. So yeah, we have to arrange transportation,
Tours,
tours,
place to stay.
the place to stay, the food. So yeah,
There's a lot.
we are thinking about doing like para conocernos, como meet and greet.
Oh yeah,
Just like for free, or maybe just paying, like if we rent a place, maybe.
just enough to reserve the
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
So look out for those opportunities if you're in Puerto Rico, and maybe in Mexico we could do one
Yeah.
soon. So, anything else?
Mine is disconnected. I can't read them.
Oh really? Okay. LRDS says I've never tried a vegetarian mofongo. Now I have to try it.
So good.
Island View? Was that the name of the place?
Yes.
Island View? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. Past a crash boat. Also, I've tried the crash boat beer, and that's what
Oh,
actually kind of
beer.
put it on the radar for us, because you're like, what crash boat beach? And so yeah, we want to check that out. We're nearby. It's
Yeah.
like half hour maybe.
Up north.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
No, maybe more.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's on our radar. Not sure if it's already been asked, but have you gotten used to the coquis sounds at night?
We
By
love them.
John. Yes.
I love them. Yes.
Yeah, we do love them.
Yes.
Where we live, they're not as loud. You usually hear them after it rains. I think I can hear one now. Yeah.
Yeah?
There's one in the distance. I
I
don't.
thought it was a dog.
Yeah.
Dog barking.
Might do your coquis impression.
Coquis?
That's pretty much what they sound like. If you guys are unfamiliar,
yeah.
tiny little frog. I've heard they're like the size of your
I
pinky.
heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too. Like the size of your pinky finger, and they live, or are at least born in palm trees. Right?
They
That's
live
what we
up
heard?
in trees.
Yeah.
And someone commented in one of our videos that the coquis are not frogs. What are they?
I think they are. They're at least amphibians, because I looked this
Yeah.
up. Are what salamanders are amphibians too, aren't they? I should just not say anything about this subject because I'm not like a biologist or anything. So. But you guys let us know in the comments if you
They
know.
look
if
like frogs.
They do look like frogs. And the one thing that sets them apart from other frogs is that they're born like fully formed. They don't start off as tadpoles. They have all of their, appendages and everything when they're born. So
Cutest thing ever.
someone says, practice your Spanish now. Ahorita voy a practicar mi español porque ustedes nunca escuchan cuando estoy hablando en español y aquí estoy hablando en español. Queremos hacer más en español, pero estamos reservándolo más o menos para podcasts en un futuro.
Sí. Todo lo que él dijo.
So basically, yes, I know you guys don't hear us speak a lot of Spanish in videos because we want people to, we want the videos to be accessible, right? We want everyone to be able to see what we're talking about and like talk about differences and cool places to visit and have everybody who's wanting to learn Spanish from English to be able to understand what we're talking about. We do want to start a podcast, and part of getting there is basically hiring people to kind of keep the ball rolling. We can record lots of videos and edit lots of videos, but until we kind of have somebody helping us with these processes, we can't really add another thing onto what we're already doing. YouTube takes a lot of work as it is. So if you are interested in the podcast and you want to hear actually some unreleased podcasts, so if you want us to have a podcast and you want to hear us in a podcast now, the best thing you can do is support us on Patreon. patreon.com/SpanishAndGo. You'll see one of the tiers there is where you can actually hear our unreleased podcasts. Never before released. Practically no one has heard them before. And it's when I was just starting to learn Spanish too. So we talk about some interesting topics, and we talk about some of our travels from early on when we were just like dreaming up this idea. So that's the place to go. So there's two parts of that. You'll get access to Podcast Now if you pledge for that tier, and we'll be releasing more as they come out. But the more people we have supporting us on Patreon, the more we're able to take those funds and help create more content, including starting the podcast again. So, if you're interested in that, feel free to support us there. Anything else? Do you guys like coffee? I love coffee. And I didn't really start getting into coffee until I was like 26, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but I feel like I was like late to the game. And now I have to have coffee every morning. I'm not gonna say I'm one of those people who just like can't survive off of without my coffee.
Yeah.
But I probably have a little bit of a dependency.
You just get headaches when you don't drink it.
I feel like what I'm trying to say is I can quit any time. I don't have a problem.
That's what addicts say. Yeah, right. I don't have a problem.
Yeah. And so we always buy the coffee from here on the island.
Yeah.
And a friend we just met says, "Oh, you got to go to this other place. Their coffee is the best on the island." So stay tuned for that. Maybe we can do an episode on the coffee here.
And I like tea. Chai tea, matcha. I drink coffee, but it's not really because of the flavor of the coffee. Like I have to put some like coconut milk in it and maybe a little bit of sugar. So it's not really a coffee thing. I like the sweetness and the milk, or just like it's warm and it smells nice.
Yeah, I love the smell of coffee in the morning. Someone said that they did listen to a podcast that we were in.
Oh, today?
Yeah. Kevin, did you hear...
Nos cambiaron los muñequitos?
Yeah, maybe that was the one.
Yeah.
Let us know if that's... Is that how you found out about us, or did you see that we posted about it? That would be cool to see if you came from the podcast. That'd be really cool. Yeah. Saludos desde Augusta, Georgia. Elsie, thank you. Saludos. El café de Puerto Rico es uno de los más que me gusta. Estoy de acuerdo.
Yeah, we've heard really good things about it. Someone told us that like the coffee that they drink in El Vaticano, I don't know how to say that in English, is from Puerto Rico. The Vatican.
Oh, really?
Like the Pope.
Wow.
And, somebody told us that.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
That was
it must be really good.
Yeah, that was from Glorianne. What else? I'm very addicted to coffee. Oh, yeah. Kamikaze. That's, I try to just have a cup a day and limit it to that, but otherwise I just wouldn't sleep at night. What else? Yes, will you do a meet and greet in Puerto Rico? Korean fan asks. Yes, we were just talking about this earlier today, and we're going to make it happen probably when we get back from Mexico. So in a couple weeks, we'll announce something. And the best way to stay tuned about that is if you're on our newsletter. You can go to SpanishAndGo.com and sign up there, and we'll announce it from there. We'll probably announce on other social media channels too, but usually people on the newsletter are the first to know about new stuff. All right, guys, we have been at it for a while now. Any other last questions before we tune out? It's funny because the internet was sucking the first half of the stream, and now it seems to be working.
It's because you're doing a hotspot from your phone. Because now I haven't had any.
Well, I switched to the hotspot before, and it like dropped out on us again. We have somebody to check out the internet tomorrow. Usually, internet is good, and that's like really important, obviously, to running a YouTube channel, to be somewhere where there's good internet. But we hadn't had problems until now, until recently. Oh, cool. Kevin said that's. Oh, you did follow us before. Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Very cool. Awesome, Kevin. Yeah, YouTube is funny like that. It's just like a lot of our videos have been going out to everyone on the island, so that's really cool.
A meet and greet at the beach. That sounds nice. That sounds fun.
What would be the best beach to do a meet and greet at? Let us know. Where can I go to the newsletters to learn more of the meet and greet? Yes, SpanishAndGo.com. So just go to our main website, and then right underneath like the banner, you'll scroll down just a tiny little bit, and you'll see where you can sign up for the newsletter. So that's the way to go. Glorian dice que Dios los bendiga y no se olvidan de Naguabo. Naguabo. That must be another town here? Is that where you're from, Glorian? Eres de Naguabo? Am I saying that right? I'm not sure where that is in the island, but I will check it out. What's your favorite part about Puerto Rico? We're doing a video on that, and what was your favorite thing?
The weather.
Okay, and for me, it was like piquing my interest in beaches, but what I really want to say is just the outside stuff you could do. Because I do like the differences in beaches, but I also like that there's so many places you can go hiking. Because for me, hiking is where it's at. Yeah. And I want to like get into some water sports stuff, but I don't think we're stable enough to start taking classes for something like that. I'd like to do kiteboarding. Has anyone here done that before? Because that seems really cool to me. Okay. Glorian says east. Oh, near El Yunque. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. We'll have to check that out. A beach in the middle of the island, I thought. Huh. Okay.
Well, like south or north? No? For the meet and greet?
Oh, yeah, like we were kind of thinking San Juan, but yeah, we'll have to put a poll out for anyone who's interested in doing the meet and greet. So look out for that too. Okay, Bouillet, yes, we've been to Bouillet, and
nice.
we haven't done a video about it, but so many videos to make, guys, and so little time. Any other questions? We're gonna start wrapping up here. I see there's 57 of you watching now, so that's really cool. Anything else you wanted to mention? Any other important things? Yeah, we talked about the retreats. The delay in announcing the next ones is really just coming down to planning, but there will be more opportunities soon. We talked about Los Perritos, we talked about haters, and
we talked about
and we talked about what our mission is. So that's really important to us, and Maya and I talked about this probably yesterday too, that we really want to make sure you guys know what we're trying to do with this channel. It's not necessarily like just a vlog channel. We want to bring people together. I mean, I'm not trying to get too deep here, but at the end of the day, this is about breaking down barriers. It's about breaking down misconceptions about other cultures. It's about understanding why other cultures do what they do, and that there's many different ways to live out a life, right? Like the way people live in the U.S. is often quite different than the way people live in small towns in Mexico, is way different than the way people in Puerto Rico live. But still, at the end of the day, we're all just humans on this planet trying to get by, and we all have our own language, culture, traditions, cool places we like to visit, and we just really want to show those differences on this channel and celebrate the differences and show, the world isn't so dangerous. You should get out and explore and check it out, and learning Spanish is a great way to break down that barrier and be able to get out and explore and expand your mind. So with that, thanks for watching.
Sí.
And remember,
El camino es el destino.
the journey is the destination. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with us and the technical difficulties. We're still figuring this stuff out, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, this is what, like the fourth
live
video we've done, and it's
I don't-
getting harder and harder every time.
I don't think they've ever gone just like without a hitch.
Right,
One
yeah.
time we had to grab the cell phone. We're like, okay, I guess we're using the cell phone today. So, buenas noches, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. And,
Thank you for all the suggestions.
and thanks for the super chats.
Yeah,
that
thank you.
that means a lot, guys. Like I said, we're trying to do this full time, and we can't do it without you. So, thanks a lot. And how do I get out of here? All right. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Adios.